So y'all here? Y'all like inspiration? Y'all like motivation? Denise Camille. Y'all like ventilation? Denise Camille. Y'all know I gotta make up a few words here and there, but who y'all here with? Ventilation and Denise Camille. Under the act. But we not playing no games. We're not into games. We don't like Sega, PlayStation, or Xbox. So y'all here with Dilate the Dialogue with Denise Camille. Dilate the dialogue. We gotta open up, not them legs, but the mind. Denise Camille. Because I know y'all trying to find y'all strength. Denise Camille. Intertwined with the life of me. Denise Camille. All right, y'all. Greetings. Y'all are here. Thank you. With another episode of Dilate to Dialogue with your one and only Denise Camille. Right? So, first of all, it's another day that I'm grateful for. Another hour of power. We're not going to be here for an hour, just to let you know that. Just another moment in time of seeing the necessary for the crime, right? I'm going to do my best to not rhyme, but y'all hear this in line with my, okay, pull it back. Camille, stop playing games. So, y'all hear another episode. How y'all doing? I am Denise Camille. I am your mental midwife. Let me just get this mic a little bit closer. Can you guys hear me out there? Yeah, is it well enough? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. So yes. Technical, no difficulty. We're just here. I am your mental midwife, spiritual counselor, public speaker, health and life coach. I am she I am. Goddess of spirits made into the native, Denise Camille. How can I help you heal? All right, y'all. So we here with another episode of Dilate to Dialogue. And so today's topic of discussion is a woman's most vulnerable vagina is her voice. I'm going to say that again. A woman's most vulnerable vagina is her voice. Now that's to sink in with some of you. I know we've all had anatomy and physiology, and we've all been able to understand what a vagina looks like. If you don't have one, those that don't have one, you know what it looks like. From a different angle. You know, as human beings, that's what we do. As men and women, that's what we do. We learn it, right? Yet, a woman's most vulnerable vagina is her voice. And you know, in part one, I like to always define these certain words. And I feel like I want to get a little more definitive with these words just to be clear. So let me just pull up. Let me just ask our trusty friend, Mr. Google, just to define these words in a more clear and concise fashion for us. Let's see, define vulnerable, susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm. Say it again, vulnerable, susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm. That's vulnerable, right? So if we do vagina, the muscular tube leading from the external genitals to the cervix of the uterus in women and most female mammals, the vagina, right? What was the other V word? I feel like I'm on V. Say it with me. V. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. Vulnerable, vagina, and last but not least, voice. what exactly is a voice? The sound produced in a person's larynx and uttered through the mouth as speech or song. So the voice is the sound produced in a person's larynx and uttered through the mouth as speech or song, right? I feel like I should be defining the word. Well, the voice box, the definition is the larynx, right? Okay. So to understand those definitions, when I say the most vulnerable vagina is her voice, hopefully we can dive into a place where we all are able to appreciate the perspective and perception of truth when I say that. The woman's most vulnerable vagina is her voice because most times a woman would rather give up her vagina opposed to speaking her truth through her voice. Did y'all catch that? I'll say it again. A woman would rather give up her vagina opposed to speaking her truth through her voice, which is more vulnerable in any way, right? Why do women, and I'm talking to women today because it has been a touchy subject for some that I've heard. A thought that just came to me was, think of, and again, men don't have a vagina. Well, the urethra is pushed out from the clitoris, but okay. Humans that have been molested, sexually assaulted, violated, taken to a place where they did not want to go. 9 times out of 10, if we talk about molestation of children, we can say that most children don't speak their truth because either their predator has said things of detriment, like where, oh, I'll hurt your family, or I'll kill you, or don't do that to break up the family, at a place where it's not healthy for either party because the predator knows if the prey actually uses their voice, it'll get them into trouble because they know that what they're doing is incorrect. Yet they're utilizing the innocence or stealing the innocence of someone else because of their lack of free will, or more or less too much use of free will, right? Yet I can even go from a partnership or a situationship or a marriage. I've heard where some men say once we're married, there is no when it comes to sex. Or, I know that's crazy. Or even where you're in a relationship with a man as a woman and you're not willing to speak your truth on how you feel because in your concept of love or relationship, you are to cater to his needs just to have in-house dick, right? We all adults on this channel, so I can say dick and vagina. I don't like saying pussy. It just, not for me. So for those that, first of all, let me let that sit for a minute. I'm going to need y'all when we take this break to look at the voice box. Just look at the image and see what it looks like. All right. So before we go any deeper, thank y'all for tuning in. This is part 1. I want y'all to get into the concept of what a voice box looks like, in relation to a vagina, in relation to truth and healing. Okay? All right, y'all. We'll be right back. Give us some time. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Y'all here for part 2. Y'all here with who? Denise Camille. How can I help you heal? Spiritual counselor, couples counselor. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. Individuals with anxiety counselor, motivational speaker, public speaker, inspiration to those around me. I am that spark. I was going to say with a tarp, but that doesn't make any sense. We'll come with it. Yet I am the mental midwife. I'm the mental nutritionist, nurturing nutrients for your mind, rebirthing the heart to heal what you can find. How can I help you heal? I am Denise Camille. So we back for the second half of today's topic. A woman's most vulnerable vagina is her voice. So hopefully y'all were able to look at the image of a voice box and look at the image of a vagina. And you can see there's almost a direct correlation of the two images. They look almost exactly alike, right? And a few thoughts are just jumping to me. I'm like, wait, slow down. Give me some time. So, and they all want to rush away at the same time, really. So a woman's voice box looks like a replica of her vagina. If you can notice the two lips of the voice box. I was holding a piece of paper, sorry. The two lips of the voice box, they beat, they bump. Just like the two lips on the vagina, the clitoris, the lips on the outside, on the inside, right? Yet a woman's voice box beats 220 beats per second. Because, we talk so much more. We talk a lot, right? But it beats so much. And, so again, here come these thoughts. And the voice holds so much stress, holds so much truth, holds so much of buildup, but it has to come out. It's almost as if we have emotional GERD. For those who don't know GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disorder. It's where the esophagus builds up acid from actually coming up. And it's so weird. Spiritually, it can come up too because we don't speak our truth. We would emotionally suppress it. And we're like pushing it down until it almost looks like acid, right? And then sadly, sometimes when we push it down so far, where does it go? Into our womb. And as women, we hide our wounds in our womb. That's why you usually see a lot of excess stomach from us as women, because we're carrying our most deepest hurt in our womb. Not realizing that as we're carrying this deep hurt, this is also in the same element or area of where we carry 3 generations of our lifetime, of our lineage. They say as women, we carry 3. We carry as grandmothers. We carry, and I'm not a grandmother. We're not going somewhere. Oh, God. Okay. We carry, so beautiful. It's okay. We carry 3 generations of our lineage in our womb. And yet we also carry a lineage of our emotional sacrifices in our womb. So there are some of us out there where we are carrying our grandmother's challenges. And I'm going to say that again. There are some of us where we are carrying our grandmother's challenges because we were that 3rd generation to pick up, to have to realize, oh, wait, this isn't even my troubles or my traumas or my troubles. I don't know where this is coming from. Yet had our grandparents, and hopefully we can get to a place where we can tell our grandchildren, say, hey, this is what happened to me. I didn't get a chance, or I was too fearful to heal from this, to allow love to set in. You know, it's not today's topic. We staying focused because that's a whole nother beast, right? A woman's most vulnerable vagina is her voice. I can tell you it's not a pitch story. It was, y'all feel that? I was 26. I think I was 26 at the time. And I was working, still working as a consultant, nutrition consultant. Consultant? The word? Counselor? I don't even know. I do it now anyway. At that point, it was nutrition. Yet, universe had a whole nother purpose life-wise for me to go. And I had a lot of suppressed emotions that I needed to address, and I didn't know how. To the point where I'm a talker, of course, y'all know. I love to talk. Yet I was overly talking to the point where it got so bad where I actually had a bump on my left. This is y'all left this time. Because, as the voice box beats, as you talk, it's just, let me do it the right hand. The right hand's a little stronger. I think they're both just this week. Okay. So the voice box is beating, right? And it beats 200 beats per second for a female. So imagine it beating. I'm going to have to hold these. Imagine it beating. And then after a while, the left side of the voice box actually caught a bump. It was stress. It was almost like inflamed to the point where they thought that it was malignant. And they realized, okay, it's not cancerous, it's benign. They realized that it was stress. I was carrying so much stress on my voice. Besides me talking at my place of employment, there was a lot of other talking, of venting, yet I was clearly venting to the wrong people because I wasn't getting any solutions to my challenges. Yet my body couldn't handle it. My voice couldn't handle it anymore. Excuse me. I remember having to go to speech therapy to learn how to speak again. It was crazy. And I was like, I'm 26 years old. You gonna teach me how to speak? Yet I realized that I was talking in such a detriment of myself because my voice was so vulnerable to its own emotion that I couldn't trust anything outside of myself to express that motion of energy to. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to you? So the voice speaks so much volume when we're able to be in a safe and vulnerable place to express ourselves, right? The voice can speak more volume to our partners or to ourselves when things are going on. Like they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't speak, no one knows. It's always best to speak up so that way you can acknowledge you and that way you can acknowledge you, if that makes sense. You can acknowledge your voice as who you are and where you're growing in life. And you can acknowledge your inner voice where if you were a child and someone did something to you, you have that voice to speak up. There is someone out there to assist you. It's just like taking that baby step to making change. You can do it. That voice is there. Sometimes if you're too loud, they'll tell you, oh, you're too loud, turn it down, turn it down. If you're too soft, oh, you're too soft, you got to speak up, you got to speak up. You want to be at a place where you're comfortable with what you have to say. It doesn't matter who's around you. You have the proper voice etiquette to express yourself in a safe and vulnerable place. And if you're with a partner and you know you're not into it, be able to communicate how you feel in a healthy way that they can understand what you're feeling and get through to that, right? I think with both men and women, communication is found in the mind. You know, people say, oh, the way to a man's heart is his stomach. That's a bunch of BS. Half of y'all chicks don't even know. Okay. If you can tap into your intellect, higher vibration, get to a place of growth, speaking on a level where you understand your own truth, you can speak it, you can live it, you have integrity with it, be that for you. Understand that your voice is more than just the sound that comes out. I remember even after I had that speech therapy, for a long time, I didn't like how I sounded. I was like, oh no, who's that? Oh, okay, what? You don't hear that? Until I was facilitating a class for middle school girls at an after school program. And one of the staff members was shooting a video. And after a while, they showed me, and I was like, wait, you did a video? You didn't even tell me that's kind of waiver? That's a liability. You know, all of this, I was trying to, all because I wasn't comfortable hearing my own voice. And I would hear people tell me throughout the years, you have a distinct voice. It's so different. You got to be doing voiceovers. I know that's coming. That's coming. Okay. Yet I didn't like it until that day when she played it back, the video and the voice. It was like a double whammy. And I was like, I must believe. But it was like, I have to believe in me. If I don't believe in me, who's going to believe in me? If that's my voice, then that's my voice. I had to acknowledge it from that day on. That's my voice. That's me. That's how I sound. That's how I look. That's how I feel. It doesn't matter at what point. I had to be comfortable with me to be able to say no, yes, And another part of our voice that we realize we have for women as ourselves is when we have children. We have to be that voice to speak up for them. If we don't, who will? We have to be in that place to say, this ain't gonna work. Not for me and mine. That's not how we do things. Right? We have to be there. We do. All right, y'all. Y'all are here with who? Denise Camille, mental midwife, mental nutritionist, nurturing nutrients for your mind, spiritual counselor. However you met me, that's how you know me. No, I'm joking. That's not. So, y'all know, y'all get both Denise and Camille every day. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to come on here and allow my truth to be spoken in a safe and vulnerable place. Recognize what my vagina is capable of. We're not going to go there. But my most vulnerable vagina is my voice. Knowing that I am she and she I am. And to protect my voice, just like we protect our peace, please protect your voice. And when I say that, I mean, say what you need to say in the moments of saying it. If you have to put a disclaimer above it, if you have to validate it, allow yourself grace for life. No two lives are the same. Some adversities may be mirrored image, yet the process of healing is different. I'm Denise Camille. Y'all see the number down at the bottom. Hit me up. 678-667-4081 or info at Denise, DENIECE -Camille, CAMILLE.com. And y'all just give me a call. Just contact me. Got any questions? One of these days I'm going to do a live one. One of these days. All right, y'all. It's been real. Take it easy. Peace.